Well, I tell you, I'm still doing cleaning. Here's my bucket, here's my simple green, here's my cleaning stuff. I ended up not doing the white lithium grease on the hinges yesterday, and I just got here. It's already noon, and hey, no rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now. I spent yesterday afternoon cleaning out the refrigerator, getting all of the stuff done in all the shelves, pulling out the drawers, cleaning out underneath the drawers, cleaning off the sides and all that on the ends, right in here where your handle is. I pulled this out. I even cleaned up on top. That's all nice and clean now. And I had to pull that out and clean that. I wiped it all down. Of course, I used my simple green for that. But enough of that. Let's go ahead. Next thing on my list, I guess I'm going to go ahead and do these hinges. And oh, I don't know. This door here going into the garage, I didn't think it was squeaking or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I've cleaned everything else off. This is the only hinge pin, which is a standard one, because the bottom one is one of those spring-loaded hinges, as well as the top one. Okay, so there's nothing there to pop out a hinge, and I'll be adjusting these later. These are brand spanking new, and I'm gonna have to do the adjustments. I didn't put the little pins in yet, and I wasn't even gonna show you this, but hey, it all goes hand in hand. You can get those spring-loaded hinges, and this is what it's called here, adjustable spring hinge. And there's the little pin right there, and then here's the Allen wrenches. I put everything in there for these two, and then it gives you the actual directions if you need to read the directions on how to put that in and how to get those adjusted. That'll be on a different video. Okay, but for the time being, I'm gonna go ahead and take that hinge pin out. I guess let's just, I'm just gonna do that right now. And I get my nail set and just pop it from the bottom. And I can see my fingers are already getting black with that stuff. And you see, that's all the grease and stuff that's in there. Okay? And so the hinge pins are going to be slightly greasy, and I'm just going to take my cutters, my electrical cutters, like that, and I'm going to hang on to that like that, and I'm just going to pound that out. And I got to be careful too. I used to just do it with a screwdriver. Take a screwdriver and hit it up, but sometimes that angles out, and then you have to get it, and it gets greasy, and you don't want to hit the back of the hinge pin head on your nice trim. So as I hang on to it, I'm going to kind of pull pressure this way as I'm popping it out. That's all I'm doing. Okay, and see all the black grease on there. Let's just see all that stuff there. That's the stuff that spits out of that and makes your hinge squeak and squirts the stuff out. Could I just pop that back in and call it good? Yeah, I could, but I'm going the extra mile for the new owners, whoever they may be. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave that there. And when I get going, I could take all the middle hinge pins out right this minute. You know what I mean? If I want. And this is that lithium, the white lithium grease. Okay, and I've got a little piece of cardboard here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit here, like this, until I get going. And I am I'm just gonna take this and hold it here like this, grab it and twist it on there. And then I'm gonna take some of it off, okay? Because I don't need too much on there, see? That's plenty. That's plenty of grease. I don't have any on my fingers yet, do I? Nothing, right? Now I could get it up closer. See, I should put the grease closer to the end of the cardboard. Then I can get up higher on the pin. But as it gets it on there, it'll get up there. Okay, that's plenty high. That's plenty high enough up there. Okay, I'm gonna just take a little bit of that off. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing. And we'll get you back over here. Now, any average Joe can do this. Okay, put that back, and I can see how it's not lining up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you resituated. I'm going to see if I can't get that lined up by opening the door. Okay, and seeing if it's gonna line up. I might have to push on it. Because see, this one's a little bit trickier because it's solid core, and I can't take the top pin out. See, on a regular door, I would have taken the middle pin and the bottom pin off, and that's what I'm going to do when I do these interior doors without the spring-loaded hinges. I'll take the top hinge pin off first, do that one with the grease, then put it back in. Then I'll take the middle one and the bottom one out, okay? Then I can adjust, when I put the hinge pins back, I'll do the middle one. If it doesn't line up, I can lift the door back and forth, but I can't do that on this one. Does that make sense? Because this one's a solid core door, and I don't want to take that spring-loaded hinge out there or the top ones. At this point, I would have to take the bottom spring-loaded hinge off and unscrew it and all that kind of stuff. I really don't want to do that. I mean, worst case scenario, I will, because there's no spring tension on that. Okay? But I'm gonna try to get this middle on without having to do that. Now see, if I had a helper here, I could have them push on the door on the other side. You see what I mean? But because I don't, let's see what I can do. See, I don't think I can get it over far enough. I may have to loosen up the screws on the hinge, because this isn't going to go down because it's too far off. Okay, and I don't really want to scratch up the door. All right, so as I say, I'm doing this on the fly, and I'm just showing you any average Joe, like I said, should be able to do this. So what I'm going to do, I don't even have my other drill out, but I'm hoping to loosen this enough. We'll take those two out, and then I'm just going to loosen these so that maybe I can get this. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm just gonna undo these, because this one is just a standard hinge, right? And now I should be able to move it enough after I close the door. And how would I do this? Would I do it the same way, even if I wasn't making a video? Yeah, I do it the same way. I do it the same. It only takes a minute. See, now I can move it over. And I don't like to just try to hit it in like that, because I could scratch the door up. I could mark the door trim. I just take my pliers, grab that and I kind of pull it out this way a little bit. Come on. And I can hit right here, or I can try to hit the pin. There. Okay. Now I could still hold that tight, and I could hit right here, so I'm not right up there rubbing on the door or the casing. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Now I'm not gonna pound that in all the way just yet. Joe, you're gonna go through all this trouble for a new owner? He's never gonna know. Why not just clean the hinges off? Just clean the hinges off and leave it. That's because I'm just not gonna do that. Okay? Because, and for you, why are you gonna do this? Because after you clean everything, and I showed you how to clean all that stuff off and stuff, these hinges are gonna spit again. These hinges are only 4 years old, and they're gonna spit if you don't put that grease on there. Okay? They just are. Trust me on that. They will. All right? I like to put these screws in by hand anyways. You can do it with the drill, but then if you do it too much, you could spin the screw, and then the screw's not going to hold. You follow? That doesn't take but a minute. Okay. There, I got it in. Now, like I said, on these interior doors, I'm not going to have to do that. I'll show you. You just keep watching. Just keep watching. Okay. Now I can take. I'm gonna end up throwing this away when I get done with these hinges, and I've got some more rags and stuff. I'm just gonna wipe off some of the excess. Tap this in. Wipe the excess off. Okay. I see I've got some on the back side. Oh, I'm gonna take my rag and a flat putty knife. Just get the last little bit off of there. Okay. Like so. Take my little screwdriver. I see it's still coming out. Not much, but now I'm gonna check this side, and I'm just gonna wipe that. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all you gotta do on your hinges. Now, this hinge pin will not rub anymore. It will not squeak anymore. If your door was squeaking, you can just do this a couple times to get it kind of moved around on the inside of these knuckles. You saw how black and greasy the hinge pin was. All the knuckles are like that too under there, okay? And yeah, could you get something to clean all that? Could you take the hinges off and clean them all and rinse them off and all that? Yeah, you could do that too. I'm not gonna go that far, okay? But that hinge pin will not squeak anymore. It will not spit that black stuff out on your nice, clean white door down here, up here, along the side, over here, on the inside, like I showed you before. It'll spit everywhere. Okay, that's just a 4-year-old hinge. So can you imagine if your hinges are 15, 20 years old, they're going to be greasier than that one even. And those, sometimes on brand new hinges, when you take the hinge pin out initially, it might already have a little bit of thin layer of grease on there. Well, these, when I put them in, this hinge pinned and everything inside was perfectly dry. Can you believe that? Was dry, you could wipe your hand on it, there wasn't any grease on it, and you saw how greasy that hinge pin was. How is that? Where does all that grease come from? It's just from that door, opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, what? Opening, closing. Okay, let's just do this top one on this door. This is a interior door, it's hollow. It's a hollow core door, so it should be pretty easy for me to do this one. Okay, let's make sure you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. And this one, I'm just gonna take this top one out. Okay, I'm not taking the middle one out because then it's harder. Trust me. And see, I can do this on the ground. If I just hang on to it right like that and tap on it and pull it out. Okay. This one's not as bad. Okay, but I can still wipe some stuff off it, right? Okay, and what am I going to do? Same thing. I just come over here at my little staging area. Okay, I want to try to keep my hands as clean as I can. After a while, I may have to wash my hands because on those white doors, if I touch the white doors, this gets on them. And so I'll do a once over if I have to adjust the door at the bottom when I take the middle pin out. And the bottom one, if I have to move the door around. Does that make sense? Okay, just twizzle it. Just get it all on there and take off a little bit of the excess. Wipe off any that you have. That's it. That's all I'm doing. See, you don't have to get it to the very tip or anything. Okay? And we're gonna keep this. This one should go right in. I'm hoping. And it's all lined up. This is a hollow core door. I'm just gonna, see, I can just push that one in like that. Tap it. And just tap it nice and easy. Don't drag your hammer handle head on the door and just rub it down because you're gonna mark up your white door, your stained door, or whatever finish your door is, okay? This only has a little bit of white grease on it, hardly any. I'm gonna check the inside and just wipe it, okay? That's all I'm doing for that hinge, okay? All right, so that's how you're gonna do it. And since I'm at this door, some people crack me up. Hey Joe, just get on with it. You take too long, you explain too much stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know, hey, too bad. So sad. Just by hitting that, I can see it all shook out of there and it's all on here. I already cleaned the doors. I did that yesterday. I should have waited. Until I did these pins, huh? My loss is your gain. Okay, I got all that black stuff on my finger, so I take my rag out, and like I said, this rag I'm gonna end up throwing away. Wipe only on one side of the rag, so you got it on the inside, okay? Now, my nail set, run your hammers flat, sideways. Now some hinges might have a little piece of trim on the bottom of your last knuckle. And if so, there's going to be a small hole there. Your nail set, if you got a really small nail set, you might be able to get it up just enough to tap that up, just enough for you to grab onto it and hit it up. If not, you may have to stick a small little nail in it, an 8-penny nail, and hold on to that with your cutters and then hit it. I've had to do that too. Okay, so now that I have it up that far, I'm just gonna take my my cutters and just hang on to it and pull out. Keep it from dragging your trim. Okay, like that. And I can lay those on the floor. If you got white carpet, of course, you can't do that, right? You see, the door moved over at the bottom. That's okay, because this is a hollow core door, right? So I can move it, pull it back and forth. When I get these two, now I can just wipe off some of the excess, like that. And I'm going to take these over to my staging area. This little area, I'm going to keep it right like this. The cardboard, I'm going to put a little bit more grease on here. Keep it towards the end. It just squirts more on there. Okay. When I get done, obviously, I just throw the cardboard away. Get it on there, back and forth. Don't get too much on, because it's just all gonna come out anyways. Okay, my other one on there. I'm just gonna take one over there at a time, right? Keep this stuck out all the way. If you have this on a counter like that, you can't grab that and twizzle it. Look at that, I already got grease on there. So I hold it over the edge. See? Now I can just leave that one there. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that hinge pin there. Okay? Do you see how you're gonna do this on your own? And now all I'm gonna do is work on that middle one. And it's lined up perfectly. And before I mash it down, I see the excess is coming out. And you'll be able to see how much less to put on next time, right? Now some of that's gonna come off. I'm not gonna mess with that just yet. Okay? I'm gonna get the other hinge pin and I'm gonna set it down on that one. Okay, so I grab it over here. I'm gonna wipe off a little bit extra. And this one's not lining up all the way. I've got the door pulled out a little bit, okay? And the hinge, there's no way the hinge is gonna go in just yet, because I can see I've got to pull the door. I've got to pull the door this way, and I can just reach my hand under here, pull that out a little bit. I've got it lined up, and I put it in. How hard is that? Not very. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that on all the doors. Okay? Get this one. Just tap, tap. It's not, you don't have to hit it in one and try to be a he-man and miss and mark up your door. And trust me, you'll mark up your doors if you want to try to do it fast and all that. And what I should do is just, instead of using my rag, I should just grab a paper towel, right? I'm just going to have a paper towel. That way I don't get my rag any greasier than I need to. And then I could just do that. And I'll wipe on the inside. I'll look at it, and if there's a little bit there, I can just wipe on it. Okay. I can open and close the door a little bit, so you're getting that grease moved around on the knuckles now, right? Okay. And the top one I didn't tap down all the way, and I can tap it down a little more. Okay. And that's it. And when I get done with all the doors, I saw as I tapped on the hinge, some of that black dust flew out on the door. Okay, and like I said, I've cleaned off all these doors from before. This black usually comes and hits on, if you've got an inset on your door, it'll hit here. On your bottom one, it'll hit there. You know, this will hit here and there. And this area, the one at the bottom. If you look on your white doors, you'll have all this is marked up. You run your finger on it, and you'll say, son of a gun, VideoJoe was right. And this will spray right on this area here. So when you clean that off, make sure you clean this little section off, and this little section, and this little section, and all that, okay? So, there, I've got those two doors done. I've got this one done. I got the garage door, solid core door done. Here's my door to the front door. I'm probably gonna do this one. I wasn't planning on it, but I can do that. This is a metal door. If it was a solid core door, I'd do it the same way as I just did the hollow core door, but I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna do it on all my other doors. Same way. I'm gonna do this door here for the bathroom, this closet, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and do the rest. Okay? And that's how you're gonna do it. Trust me, if you use this grease right here, white lithium grease, and put it on a cardboard and do it just the way I just showed you, yeah, it's gonna take you a while, but yes, it's going to be worth it. No more spitting out here, no more having your doors look awful and having your kids run their fingers on it and get it all over the place. And on the back side of your jamb, of your doorstop, make sure right in here you clean that off from your old ones, because you're gonna have a mark down there, you're gonna have it here, you're gonna have it here. In fact, if you've never done this before, you might have this black from here down to about there, from there down to about there. You'll be amazed. And you know, you do that, chances are you're never going to have a problem with your hinges again, at least for the next 5-6 years, maybe longer. I did this at a different place, and that was 7 years ago. The hinges are still moving freely fine. They're not spitting, they're not squeaking. And that was 7 years ago. Good grief. Okay? So hopefully you just learned something. And yes, sometimes I go on, and yes, I explain everything. So most of my videos and stuff are for an average Joe. If you're an average Joe, hey, you just keep watching my videos. Lots of people like how I explain things to them, how I go over things, how I show them in real time exactly what to do, and for them to realize, hey, you know, VideoJoe, he didn't show me something that was that hard to do. I think I can do that. Thanks, VideoJoe. Thanks for all the messages and all the explanations on showing stuff. And that's how I do all my videos, by the way. Most of my videos, I'm showing you as though you are an average Joe, a beginner DIYer. If you're a professional DIYer, you got no business watching my videos, all right? Because my videos are not for you. They're for the average Joe who don't really know hardly anything on DIY, but yet they want to do something on their own that they feel that they can do around their house. And you just check out some of my other stuff on my main YouTube channel page. Go to the main page, click on playlists, and then scroll down through the many DIY topics I have. And I'll be putting this video right here under Condo Rehab or Condo Reno, whichever thing it was called. And then I'll also put it under doors, because this happens to be having to do with doors, okay? Alrighty, hope you learned something. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. Well, what on earth is this video about? It has to do with white lithium grease on your doors, your door hinges. What? Yes, stick around. That's what you want to see, or if you're interested in this, because it's gonna be good. Now, every DIY person out there, even if you're not a DIY person, you should know what to do with this. Okay, white lithium grease. I got this at Home Depot, the Home Depot. Okay, multi-purpose white lithium grease. And it has to do with the hinge pins. I just have it on cardboard. I pull the cardboard out to the top, to the end, and I'm gonna put grease on these hinges. These hinges have been spitting black stuff, and these hinges were brand new about 4 years ago. And they still look really good. But I'm going to do it. It helps with any doors that you may have squeaks on. And I'm just going to take a nail set and tap this up from the bottom. Tap, tap. And I've got my cutters, okay? And I can do this from the ground, mind you. I can do it from right here and hang on to this and tap that. But if you want, if you're not that tall or something, you could just use a step ladder. I like this one too. This is a 3-step ladder with the top bit, and it gives you nice control. You can hang on to it and stuff. I can get up here, okay? Grab it there, and I can just hit that and pull that out. And I'm only doing the top for right now. This is a hollow core door. Most interior doors are hollow core. Okay. And I've got just a rag. You can see paper towel. You can see I've already done this a few times on some other ones. This pin's not that bad, was it? Okay. But I do that, and then I go over to my staging area. And I just leave this right here for all of these. And I'm just going to take this and go around. That's why I have it on the outside, so that I can twizzle this at the very end. See? And then I can take off some of the excess. I don't need that much on there. Okay? That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Okay? Very simple to do. Anybody can do this. We're getting ready to sell this condo, and I'm just doing this because I don't want any more issues with this. The new owner will be happy that his doors are fine. And see, I can just move this around wherever. I've already got it lined up. See? Okay. And I can take a different. Yeah, I'll take a different paper towel, because I've got quite a few of these doors to do, and before I tap it in all the way, I can just wipe off some of the excess, and you'll see how much to do. Just a little tap. Don't take your hammer and run it down on the edge of the door and just whack, whack, whack. Then you've got a mark on your white door, on your white door casing, and that kind of thing. Okay, that's it. Okay, and I can wipe on the inside. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of excess. Okay, and there's your top hinge. And because it's a solid, a hollow core door, I can take these two hinge pins out at the same go. Okay, I'm just gonna start it with my nail set. And I don't have the door closed all the way. And I want to try to keep my hands as clean as possible. I'll probably have to wash them here in a minute. And I just use this to grab it and pull it out, and to keep my fingers out of it. Okay? and I'm pulling out this way as I'm tapping, so I don't rub that up on the door jamb or anything like that. And now I can wipe off the excess if there is any grease on there. Okay, these look pretty good. See, there's no real grease on them per se, but some doors, trust me, you'll have all kinds of grease on there. So get that stuff off, and I'm not gonna worry about taking the hinges off the entire door. Okay, I'm just gonna reposition this to get it towards the end here. I want to get it up as high on here as I can without getting it all on my fingers. And I can just leave that one there. And this is just how I do it. It's not hard. Is there anything hard that I'm showing you? No. I just turn you around. I'm just gonna just walk over here and do the top one first. And if I have to move it over, I can do that just with my fingers, because this is a hollow core door. See? And now I can just grab my other hinge pin, and I'll get you situated over here. This is what happens when I try to make a video and I'm by myself, which most of the time, if you've been watching my videos, do I normally have a helper helping me? Absolutely not. Why? Because I want you to see that if I can do it, an average Joe, you can do it. Now this one just happens to be lined up pretty good. See there? And I'm going to wipe off the excess grease. Now, if that one was slightly off, I could just reach underneath the door and push it or pull it, you know, and be done with it. Okay, we'll get you like that. I'm gonna tap this in all the way. I can use this and I can grab it if it was right here, and then instead of trying to hit on the top of the pin, I can just hit on the top of here if I grab it hard enough, see? To get it down to there. Then I can just use the very tip. Like that. And I can do the same if I need to. If it's already down, I'll just tap it. Don't do it too hard. Wipe off my excess grease. Okay. Take my paper towel that doesn't have all the black, nasty grease on there. Just the clean lithium grease. I can do that, and then I can, if I see a little bit on here, I just run that on there. Because if you don't, chances are there might be some grease on the other side. I like to do things right. If you're going to do something, you might as well do it 100%. Don't forget the grease on the back side. How hard was that? Did you time it? How long was it? 5 seconds worth of your life? 10 seconds maybe? Okay, that's it. I've got that one done, and I'm going around on these. And oh, if you want, if your door is 15 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, who knows? And if it's been squeaking or anything else, you can run this back and forth like this. And see, I should have greased all of these hinges before I cleaned everything, because I cleaned off the black stuff that had been shooting out of here, off of the door, off, you know, where you've got raised panels. You'll have it on this indentation of the panel, from this squirting over, from this spraying down on top of this one, right here, around there, down there, up at the top, and also on the inside of your door stop. You'll get it, okay? I showed this on the other video, but if you didn't see it, then I'll just show you. You'll have black stuff right in there. Okay, and I cleaned it all off with my Simple Green. I just took Simple Green. It's a degreaser. It cleans off grease really good. This is the stuff I use, Simple Green. Okay, and I clean off these doors. These doors look like they're almost brand new, but they're 4 years old. If you keep them clean and you keep the hinge pins greased, it's going to look like this for years, as long as you just be mindful of it and be careful of it and that kind of stuff. And because I clean this already, and now that I'm doing this, and I might get some of that grease, see, on my fingers. I'm going to wash my hands here real quick, because if you get to a door and if you have to reach around, let's say that bottom pin wasn't in there, wasn't getting in, until you reach around with your grubby fingers and put your hand here, or put your thumb here and your hand there to try to move this into position. Trust me, you're going to get this black stuff on your white door. Okay, and so, like I said, I should have greased all of these hinges before I did anything. I shouldn't have cleaned anything with the Simple Green and with the little toothbrush and all that kind of stuff and wiped these down and spent all that time on that. I should have first put the grease on. So my loss is your gain, because what I'm going to do when I get done with all the doors in the condo, they're just, you know, there's not that many, but I'm going to go around, and when I get all done, I'm just going to take a perusal here and wipe anything off that I think has fingerprints on it or anything, and I'm just going to check on down there, right down there, along there, wherever I need to. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so this video, this is all the longer this video is. It was just showing you this particular door. I made a different video. This was my exterior door that goes out into the garage. Okay, this is a solid core door, and this door happens to have spring-loaded adjustable hinges on there, top and bottom. So of course I couldn't do those. I did the middle one, okay? Because that's just a standard hinge. And when I took the pin out, it was hard. These two were too far apart. And because it's a solid core door, and because it's a spring-loaded hinge at the bottom, I don't lube the top or bottom spring-loaded hinges. So all I did was loosen up the screw, take the screws out, and then I could slightly move that to get the pin back in there. Okay, and then I already done the front door. I just did the front door. I've got the white grease in there. See right there? A little bit of white tells you I've already done and put the grease in. Okay, didn't want you to think I missed that. And the other video I did this door here, and I did this. Okay, so hey, however long it takes you for one door, just add up your time in cleaning and stuff. You'll be at it for your house, probably 2.5, 3 hours or more, depending on how dirty and nasty all that black stuff is. If you haven't noticed your doors, go and look at your doors now. Trust me, I know it's there, because it's on every single door I've ever checked in my entire life. All right, even if it's a stained door and stained door jamb, or if it's painted a different color, you look close enough, you're going to see there's going to be a mark. And then there's going to be this over here, and on this one right here, and down there. And then there's going to be spray marks, not on the outside, because the door swings in, it's going to be on the knuckle side. So I've already cleaned this one, okay, from before, but it's going to be right in here. And because this is a raised, I call this a raised door, okay, this, believe it or not, some of the stuff that sprays out of there could come down and it could land right there. But if it doesn't on that one, it's going to on this one. This is the middle hinge. It's going to hit, and you're going to have, this is all going to be black, or it's going to have a film layer. You're going to wipe your finger on there, and you're going to get this business on your fingers. And if you got another panel here, this middle one, guess what? It's going to be right here, and it's going to be right here, okay? On your bottom one, it's going to be right there, and could be down in there, okay? And then on the back side, you're going to have some right here, right there, along there, on those hinges, and you're going to have it nasty business right there. And in fact, if you haven't done it if you've never done this before, and if you've never known this before, this whole edge could be black. I've seen that too. And right here where your strike plate is, I noticed because of your latch, just that, going in there and out, in and out. I mean, how many times during the day do you close your door to whatever door it is? Your main doors that you open and close the most are going to they're going to be dirtier than your other doors, obviously. But I saw a little bit of buildup right in there. So I went around and I cleaned on every single one of these doors. I looked at all of that stuff, and then I also did all the strike plate areas too. And then I also looked everywhere else, because I cleaned all these doors, basically because we're getting ready to sell this condo. And even if we weren't, and if you've never cleaned your doors, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. And if you've got nice white doors, what happens also is when you have your heater on, or the summer or whenever, you're going to have this area up here is going to be dirty. This section here is going to be dirty. This top ledge is going to be dirty. Not from this spraying up as much as any dust that gets in your condo or gets up in the air conditioner or your heater and blows around, or opening up your front door, opening your garage door, opening up the door that goes out to your deck. Anything like that, you get little bits of particles in here, and where do they land? They land on that top edge. They also land on top of the door frame, door trim, and then they'll land on this edge, this edge, this edge. If you got white doors, if you're going to clean them all, you're going to do all this stuff for the hinges, you might as well do everything else. And then you always have fingerprints on your nice doors right around here, and on the other side, you get them right here, and you get them right there from people reaching for this, or for people closing the door with their fingers or whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video on the white lithium grease and why you just need to have that for your door hinges. Hey, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back. Of course I'll be back with more videos. And if you don't know it by now, this condo, I did a condo rehab on this condo before we moved in here. Yes, we had a good time in here while we had it. And now it's time to say goodbye. So I'm here doing cleanup, doing all kinds of nitpicky little things, and I'll show you certain other things. In fact, I might even show it on the next video of the different things that I still have to do in this condo to get ready for it to sell. It looks pretty good, and you know, you could sell a condo as is, sell your house as is, or whatever, but why do that if there's certain things that you can do yourself to boost the cost up, or to get the price that you want, or to keep it off the market, make it sell within the first 2-3 weeks instead of 2-3 months, because they see different little things that need to be done. Well, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. If all that stuff needs to be done, what else are we gonna find? What else did they not maintain? What about the roof? What about underneath the house? What about this? What about that? But with a condo, you don't have to worry about the exterior stuff as much, because the HOA is responsible for that. But just because of that doesn't mean you shouldn't clean off your deck, you shouldn't clean the outside of your windows, you shouldn't clean the sides of your panels on the outside, you shouldn't clean the front door of your condo or the garage door and wash the windows in your garage door on the outside, even though it's HOA. You might as well do that. It's all about how you present it to the seller, their first impression and all that kind of stuff, okay? So I'm gonna put this video on my playlist called Condo Rehab. And I'm also going to put it under doors on my playlist on my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, my main channel page, click on playlists and go to doors, or also you can go to Condo Rehab. In fact, for Condo Rehab, you'll find all the stuff that I did before we moved into here, and you'll find all the stuff that I've done so far on getting this thing ready to sell. And like I said, I'm going to make another video of all the different things that I still have to do, and I'll post that on my Condo Rehab too, okay? Alrighty then. See you next time. Well, if you didn't know it, and if you didn't know who VideoJoe is and what this video is about, this is a condo rehab, condo reno that I cleaned up, that I got ready for us to move into. Now it's time to sell it. Now I've been doing all kinds of different things, and I'm going to post this on my condo rehab playlist area. And I still have quite a few nitpicky things to do, and that's what this video is going to be about. I'm just going to show you willy-nilly throughout the condo different things that I still need to do, so it will help you out when you get ready to sell, or just to fix some things around the house. Because you know what? If I can do it in Average Joe, you can do it too. All right, Joe, what's going on here? Now, see, whenever I come over here, I start writing down a list, and I've got different things that I still have to do at the condo here, and if I don't have it written down, then I think, okay, I better write it down, or remind me to pick up more things and all that kind of stuff. It looks pretty presentable right now, but after me showing you different things that I still need to do, you'll see, oh yeah, it's best that if you get all those other things done, you'll get the price that you want, or you get it sold faster. You won't have to explain why you didn't fix this, why you didn't fix that, why you didn't do any paint touch up, why you didn't wash the windows, why you didn't fix something on your countertops and all that. So I'm not going to show you in any order. I'm just going to kind of walk around the condo, tell you some things that I've noticed that still have to be done. Now, 4 years ago, we installed this, we had somebody install this laminate, a vinyl laminate planking, and it was wide panels. You see how wide they are? From here to there, and they're about 30 inches long. I didn't think we'd have any problem with them, and for the last 2 years, we've had some renters in here, and I come in here, the first thing I saw was this. Going out here, look, I saw that the trim was popped up, and I'm like, what is going on there? And until I realized what's going on, the laminate flooring is peaking. This is a high bit, that's a high bit, that's a high bit. Do you see that? I'm like, what on earth is going on there? That's because these laminate panels have warped, have peaked up. And I didn't think laminate was supposed to, vinyl laminate planking was supposed to do that. Now maybe it does with this wider stuff. Maybe we should have put in the 6-inch wide or 4-inch wide, or the standard width. But I didn't think there would be any issues with this, and so that's one of the things I have to fix. And initially I thought, well, I've got some extra planking like this in storage, and that's going to be for the new owner. And I thought, well, I could pay somebody to come here and take this apart and redo these panels. This panel, this panel, this panel, that panel, that panel. I've got enough stuff for that, but then I thought, hey, wait a minute. Maybe I can do something else. And I was looking at this, and where it's peaking, this vinyl laminate, I call it laminate, vinyl planking, is free floating. There's no glue under it or anything like that. And so I thought, so where it was peaking, I just stepped on it, and it goes down all the way. And when I step at the joints, it goes down. And even though when I'm stepping, this is flat now, it's still peaked. Right here, I can see it. But it's not as bad if I get that down. So my thought was, on that, is I'm going to pull this trim, because this was a channel with a trim piece in there that snaps down on there. So I can just lift this out of here. And before I do that, I'm going to mark that, and I'm just going to screw it down underneath the trim, and so that the screws are flush, and I'll do it on the seams. One there, one there, one there, one there, one there, underneath this trim. And I'm just going to screw it down so it's flat, and then I'm going to put this right at a joint for where the door opens. Okay, this one opens too, but usually this door stays, and if you want to go out on the deck, you open this one, and you go through there. So I'm going to leave this over here, and I'm just going to leave the rest of that having it peaked. If they notice it and they say something about it, then I'm going to tell the realtor to show them that we've got extra planking. Hey, if you want to replace it, you can, or you can have somebody do it. And if it's on a list, hey, we'll buy the condo, but you got to fix that. We can do that too. But the last thing I want is not to take care of that now the best I can. And where I screw it down with this, your vinyl planking, you're still supposed to leave a gap for expansion and contraction and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm going to screw it down on the inside. So basically, that means this whole length, if it expands or contracts, it can only expand going up against this wall, not part of it this wall and part of it that wall. Does that make sense? Because I'm going to screw that down. There's wood subfloor underneath this. I'm going to screw it down. The trim's going to cover it up. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to do that. So that's one thing I've got to do. I know I still have to wash these windows, clean this stuff. I already cleaned out the tracks through all of here, but I'm gonna do a once over on the windows and also the window frame ledge up high. And I'll have to get a tall ladder in here. Then I'm going to do the outside of the windows because it's first impression, right? Even though it's outside and HOA's responsibility, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to clean the windows. And then we've got siding out there that's got some dirty spots on it. So I'm going to clean that stuff off. I'll get a broom, my extension painter's pole, and screw the broom handle on it. Get all the cobwebs off way up high where this goes up at an angle. And then all the stuff on the deck, on the siding, I'm going to clean all that stuff off. Okay, make it look all nice and clean. I'll wipe down the deck. If I got any marks on the deck, I'll wipe those off. This thing's going away. Momi wants to keep that. So I'm taking that with us. And initially I was thinking about keeping it here. Even if we didn't want it, I would have put that on Craigslist, or not Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and I would have sold that for a couple $100. Okay, I wouldn't leave it here because it's 4 years old. The top is just slightly sagged. It doesn't look brand new or anything. Best thing for me to do is get rid of it, okay? So I'm getting rid of that, but everything on the outside will be all nicely cleaned, and the windows will be clean, so I've got to do that. Then I've got to do paint touch-up, where all of the patchwork for nail heads, where pictures were, and all that. So I've got paint touch-up. When I do the paint touch-up, I'm going to put 2 coats of paint on these areas. If you only put 1 coat, and this is eggshell finish, if you only put 1 coat, it's going to bleed. The paint's going to soak up into your whatever you put on here. Okay, somebody put spackle. Okay, I didn't do that. I would have put a little bit of caulking just where the pinhole, nail hole was. But no, the guy thought he was doing me a favor, and he did that. So now I got to put 2 coats. If you only put 1 coat, it'll flash, because the paint will soak up into this more so than your wall. Okay, so I'm going to have to put 2 coats on every single mark in this place. Okay, and there's marks. I see marks everywhere. There's some more marks. Here's some marks. Upstairs there's marks and all that. So I know at the end I've got to do some paint touch-up. And I've got the paint here, and I'm going to leave that paint with them. And I'm also going to look up at the white ceilings, and I'm going to do some paint touch-up. Initially, I noticed there was a hairline crack along here where the tape line was, where they had the transition going up here and this way, and I put white caulking on there, and I don't know if you can see it. There's a discoloration from here over to about there, and it looks like the crack extended just beyond where I finished the caulking, so I'm going to put a little bit more caulking up there, and I've got some white paint, so I know I'm going to have to do some touch-up, and then I'll also look for little bits of cobweb. I see a little bit, and I'll look wherever I need to go. I see there's a mark there, there's a mark there. there's a paint. When I did this painting 4 years ago, I got one little mark way up high on the ceiling, and I was gonna come back, and I never did. See, that's the gray paint. And so I'll do, and I see some there, and there's little bits everywhere. So I got some paint touch up for the white ceilings, paint touch up for the walls, okay? And then there's some other areas around where they had installed this quartz countertops after we moved in, and they did some little boo-boos in a couple little areas, so there's more caulking there and some paint touch-up, so I know I have to do that. I still have to wash down this entire floor. I'm going to use simple green, and I'm just going to get down there and scrub it with my little pad and spray it and rinse it. I'll do that towards the end, okay? And so, and then I've got some other cleaner. It's from Bona. I don't know if I brought it here yet or not. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. I brought some Bona cleaner, and this was simple green. See, perfect for hardwood, tile, laminate, stone, and vinyl floor care, multi-surface. And this is my Bona floor applicator. Okay, and I'm going to end up using that. And the one thing I got, I brought with me. That's why I remembered Bona. See, you put this. It's your cleaner thing, and this thing sticks. That hand thing sticks on there. It's got your little pad thing on here. Okay. This thing's not coming in very well, but anyway, then I can run that on there, and if it gets dirty, then I can pull this off and rinse it out. I've used this thing, I don't know, 25 times or so. It's not like one and done and throw it away. I like that thing, man. You got to get one of those for floors. Could I just do that on the floor and not use a simple green? Yeah, I probably could, but this floor has not been cleaned for over 2 years. I know that the last tenant didn't do it. I'm sure somebody else didn't do it before them. And you know when they tell you, oh yeah, everything's clean, yeah, right. I found so many things that weren't cleaned that still need to be cleaned and all that. Okay, so I still have to do that. We installed this new when we first moved in, and I should have measured it because the other one wasn't as deep, and this section here didn't come out like this, so now this door can't open. Even if I were to push this, I don't have it pushed back. This has to be pushed back about 1 inch. Okay, but I need more than 1 inch in order to open this door. I don't have it. Okay, so I have to slide this whole thing out of the way, and I've got some pads here so I don't scratch the floor. You ever seen these things before? These see, use on carpet and hard surfaces. The hard surface ones, you use this. Okay, and then that slides on the floor. This other one, it's plastic on the other side, and then that slides on your carpet if you have carpet. But I wouldn't use the plastic ones to go on here because then I'll have marks on that. So I use that, slide that out, pull this out, pull this door off, flip the door upside down so the hinges will be on that side. This handle will be down there. I have to take the handle, drill, and put a new hole up there, put some putty down there. I just happen to have a putty stick, and I got this years ago and I never used it. Here's the color, it's almost perfect. And see, it came with all these other different colors. It even came with different stains. This thing has been in this package for probably 4 years. These markers, felt pen markers, probably, I don't know if they're gonna work or not. I don't need to use those. This is the perfect one. So then I've gotta drill the hole, and when I have that down there, it'll be up here, and then I'll have to fill the hole down there. So that's something I still have to do. I still have to clean out all the cabinets, and I had liners under here. This actually looks pretty good, but I'm still gonna do a once over. I'm gonna spray my simple green, wipe those down, all the cabinets, all these cabinets, the bathroom cabinets, all that kind of stuff. And then I've also got some door bumpers, okay? and I got the clear ones. I also got some brown ones. Okay, and the clear ones just stick on here, and I'm gonna end up doing them, redoing them, because they're not all lined up exactly where they're supposed to be. This one is a cork one. See that? And I'm gonna put all clear ones. See how far this one is off the edge? Well, I'm gonna get them all about like where the old ones were. So when I pull those off, I'll put the new ones. And I'm just gonna end up doing that on all of them. See, there's nothing on this, and there's a hole right there. If I decided to put the brown ones, I could put the brown ones, but if I put one brown one, then I might as well put brown on everything, and I could have done that. Okay, I think ultimately I decided to use the clear ones because I got 3 packs of clears, and I got 75 here, and there's 16, 16, and 16. Okay, I might end up using the brown ones, and the brown ones would be fine because it'll blend in. I'll still have to decide because see, if I put a brown one, the brown would cover that up. If I put the clear one, you're still going to see that hole. See, there's a hole. There's a hole up there in that one, so I know there's no bumpers on that. I look down here. Here's a clear one. Here's nothing up there. Okay, and so I'm gonna when I get done cleaning, I'll have to decide. See, this one came off years ago, and that one's still up there. And it's that cork one. Well, I want them all to be the same. Here's a cork one up there. Here's nothing down here. So I'll have to figure out what to do with those and clean that, put those bumpers on there, and check all my stuff. I've already cleaned out the refrigerator and stuff. And then I also, on these ceiling fans, I wiped down all the blades on the top, on the bottom, and simple greened them. Okay, and so that was something to do. I've got to check all the lights, make sure all the lights are working. I've already wiped down all the baseboards and stuff. I still got to clean the toilet and stuff. And I noticed that this toilet, this was brand new when we moved in here. I took the old one out, sold it on Facebook Marketplace, put in an elongated one, and I also made it a little bit higher to make it handicap accessible. Not that we're handicapped, but I thought, well, we're not getting any younger, and so this one is a little bit taller than the standard ones. And I noticed that the toilet seat is pushed over at an angle, and usually that happens whichever side somebody's coming into the bathroom. Lots of times that'll slide over, so I know I have to adjust the toilet seat and get it slid over. I'll clean that out. I see that the trim needs to be pushed up on that side, and if those were dirty, I would wipe those out too, and do all that. I know I've got some more paint touch up in here. I've cleaned the mirror before, but I'll still have to come in here, clean the sink, make sure the sink is draining properly, make sure it's not clogged up or anything like that. Okay, so there's really not a whole lot of things on the first floor here, but another thing I wanted to do was I wanted to take this old trim out of here, this vinyl stop, and I got some new trim, and believe it or not, they've got at least 3 colors of white at the store. Okay, see this? I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna cut it, put it in, probably make a video of that, and that way it'll look all nice and fresh. Because I noticed this had a nice little rip down here. And when they painted this door years ago, when they painted this, whoever painted the exterior of the doors, you can see this line along the edge of the door. See this? Look at that. They did that on all of them because the tenant probably wasn't here, the owner wasn't here, and they thought, oh, we can still do that. We don't need to come in here. We'll just be real careful and we'll just paint right up to there. Really? That's how you're gonna do that? You're gonna leave it like that forevermore? And I could also tell on the trim, you can see the red on here. See there? Look at that. And so I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm not going to have that on there. I'm not going to have this on there and anything like that. That's all going to be fresh. This is white on the outside, right? And so I've got to put that trim in. Okay, another something I need to do. And I'm probably when I do the painting, I'm probably going to repaint this casing, because when I initially did all the painting in here, I thought, oh, I'll do this later. I'll take the door off. I'll take that off before. And if I do end up painting that, if I had already installed the new, I'd only paint from here to there. When I painted all the other doors and frames, when I painted the white on all the other doors and all the trim work and the baseboard and all that kind of stuff, I painted this edge from here to about there already. So when I painted this new paint on the wall, I cut in right here all nice, because I don't like cutting in this little bit of trim. So if I do paint this, I'm going to paint from here over, and I think I might do that after I pull this off, and then I can paint up to that edge, let that dry, and then install the brand new, which then means we're into winter, which then means for me to do it the proper way would be to pop this door off the hinges, take the hinges, take the hinges off, just unscrew the hinge, and then this will be off. Then I can just paint that. Now I might do that, but if it gets too cold, if I decide not to do that, maybe I just paint the trim. Okay, so I still have to think about that, because I wouldn't paint this door. I don't even know what color white this is. There's 50 different colors of white, and whatever paint that I put on white on this, it's not going to be exactly this. So it's not like I can touch anything up on this. I wish I could, but I won't be able to. Okay, I tried to clean that off, but it would just make this door casing a little bit nicer. Seems as though it's right here at the front door. So I'll be contemplating that. Okay, and so I've got to do that. Okay, the other thing I have to do, this door here, this is the exterior door, I call it, from the condo, and it goes out into the garage. Okay, well, I initially installed new hinges, new handles on here. This is a standard hinge here. This is a spring-loaded hinge at the top, spring-loaded hinge at the bottom, and that's required. And the old door had spring-loaded hinges top and bottom, but they were brass, and Mommy wanted everything nickel finish. That's why when I repainted everything, we did nickel finish hinges, nickel finish handles, nickel finish on the strike plates, nickel finish on the hardware, the toilet paper holder. That's not necessarily the nickel finish, but it's stainless steel. So I've either got stainless steel or nickel. Okay, you go in here, and stainless steel, nickel finish handles, nickel finish trim, nickel finish ceiling fan. You see where we're going with this? Nickel finish handles over here. You always got a little bit of a theme going on. So that's why we ended up changing, and these are spring-loaded hinges, so I still have to put the pins in. I still have to tighten the spring action on there, because this is a fire-rated door. It's a 20-minute label door, and the frame is 20-minute label. You look on the metal labels, and it will say what they are, and that's why you have to have the spring-loaded hinges, and you have to have the smoke seal, and you have to have a seal at the bottom, and all that. That I did from before. Okay, so I still have to do that. And then in the garage, I'm going to repaint this. This was the old ceiling. This was the old color of the condo and everything. And I thought, well, I got enough paint, or I've got close to enough paint. Okay, I've got ceiling paint, I've got wall paint, I've got semi-gloss for the bathroom paint, and all that. And I thought, why not freshen this up? And so I'm going to paint the ceiling white, just like I did inside the condo. The entire condo was this color tan. Tan ceilings, tan walls, everything was tan. And so because I'm going to change the ceiling with white, I've got 2 coats up here of white, and then I'm going to do, I'm not going to do white in the garage. I'm going to do the gray. This is called Double Click from the Home Depot, and it turns out really good. So I took the little trim off that there was a holder there for brooms and that kind of stuff. I'll take the cover plates off and stuff, and then I'll repaint the garage. So I still have to do that. And years ago, Mommy wanted me to install this insulation. I've got it on my videos too under Condo Rehab. We installed insulation on these panels to keep the garage a little bit warmer. Mommy wanted that. She thought initially there was no insulation up in the ceiling, which goes up into the next bedroom, and that bedroom always stayed cold. I bet her dimes and donuts that there's probably insulation in here. I could have drilled a little hole and poked a little wire up there and showed her, yes, it's hitting the insulation or whatever. To appease her, okay, fine. I'll install this stuff for you, okay? So I'm just gonna leave it on here for the next owner. I don't know what they're gonna use the garage for. It's a really small garage. They may just store stuff in here. They might want it warmer. That is, they might like the idea. And so the last people who were here, they had stuff stacked up. This holds the middle, these little round snaps. And of course they're gone over here. And when you open and close the garage after a while, this is what happens even if you cut this long to have it fit up in there, okay? It just over time, this is going to happen. So I've got to reposition this a little bit, push it in there. I've got some tape here, and I just used my shipping tape. I just use shipping tape like that. And you could use white duct tape. They have white duct tape. I could have used that in here, but I just used the clear. I've got clear on the sides. I ran this long and I put a piece of clear there. See? To make it all look nice. So I'll have to lift this up. In a couple areas I had clear. I put clear in the middle, but I just have to kind of fix some different areas. So I've got to fix that. I've got some more tabs for here. The one tab, I happen to have a couple extra that came with the package of that insulation stuff. We got that at the Home Depot too. And see, here's the little things that snap on there, see? Well, five of them were missing. I happen to have 4 left from when I installed it because we did this to the garage next door. So, and then I took one off. And so I was still short one. Well, they give you some white stuff to fix it. See, like this? Here's the extra pieces. And so what I did is I took one of these and went like that with the pencil, marked it, took my scissors, cut one, because I'm going to have one short of those other clips, because there's still 6. I got 5 there, and there's 6 that are missing. Okay, there was 5 that were missing. I took one off. Okay, so I got those 2, 3, 4, 5. And this last one, I'm just going to take this the tape stuff, I cut it round, and I'm going to put it right like, I'm just going to glue it up. I'm just going to tape it on there. This has tape on it, okay? And so I still got to fix that, all right? I know I got to do that. And I'll probably have to wipe down the garage. I still have to clean a little bit. I've got a little bit more caulking left to do. I've already kind of done a precursor, got the cobwebs down and stuff. I even took on the windows, I Windexed those, and then I also took a razor blade on both sides of that, cleaned all that kind of stuff up, got all the cobwebs down, and so I've got to paint this. Okay, then I've got to sweep that out and clean that out. Okay, so you with me so far? Have I shown you? I haven't really shown you much yet on getting this counter ready, but can you see all these things? Once I do it, it's going to make the place look nicer. Now here's something else I have to do too. They have one light switch here that turns these lights off, okay? Then they have another light switch that turns these lights off right here, going out into the garage. And then they have another light switch to turn this off too. And somebody, there used to be another switch here. Well, somebody took it out and put a dimmer switch here. Before we moved in, this dimmer was here, so when you turn it on and off, it should be this button right here, okay? And so it works right now, but what happens is, and then here's a dimmer, and it dims, but what happens is, I think this is a 3-way dimmer, and so every once in a while, you get out of sequence. If you turn it off there, then maybe I can't turn it on here or turn it on here, and then I'm going back and forth, and then all of a sudden nothing works until I flip-flop back and forth. 5 minutes later, I finally get it in the right combination to get these to work again. Okay, so my thought is this is a three-way switch. Well, when you have a switch in 3 different locations for lights, like this one, that's called a four-way. Why they call that four-way and not a three-way, and why they call a three-way when you only got 2 switches. If you only have to turn these lights on at 2 different locations, boom, boom, why would you call it a three-way? That's only 2 different ways to turn lights on, right? But they call it a three-way switch, okay? And if you have 3 different locations for the same area to turn that on, that's called a four-way. Now, what I do not know is, do they have a four-way switch at the hardware store, or do I get a 3-way switch and you just install it in tandem with the other 2 3-way switches, and then that makes it a 4-way switch per se? I'll find that out at the hardware store. So at the hardware store, I'd have to get a 3-way switch or a 4-way switch, and then I'll take this dimmer switch out, because I know dimmers, when they make dimmers, they do it for single pole, which is a switch for 1 location only, or you can make it a 3-way for 2 locations. I don't think you can make a dimmer switch for 4 ways. Now, somebody can prove me wrong. You send me a message and tell me, but I don't think there is. I'll find out at the hardware store, but I'm pretty sure this is a 3-way. So what I'm going to do is I'll take this out. I'll take this 3-way switch out, you know, after I turn the power up, and I'll install a standard 3-way switch or 4-way switch, whatever I have to do. And I think that's going to solve my problem here, that there's an intermittent type time when none of these lights will work, because there's a 3-way switch dimmer, a 3-way that is not designed to work at a 4-way or a standard 3-way or a 4-way position. Hopefully I'm explaining that to you properly, okay? So that's one thing I'm gonna have to look at and take care of. Hopefully I can get it fixed. Okay, if not, if I can't get it fixed, maybe I leave that 3-way dimmer switch in there and call it good and say, c'est la vie. But I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna take that 3-way switch out, and then something else I have to do is this handrail going up here has to be painted and refinished and stuff. But see, this was the old trim. It was bright brass on everything in the condo. Well, I've got some new nickel finished ones of these, so I'm going to change those out. But I'm going to repaint this. I've never repainted it before. The reason why I'm going to repaint it is because there's some nicks and gouges in them. You run your hand up here, see this nice ugly little gouge right there, and then when you reach your hand up there, I can feel there's a couple little other spots. Here's another little mark there, and this white is not the same as the other white. Okay, so I was always going to do that, and so that's something I'm going to have to take out into the garage, sand it, put some putty stuff on there, sand, paint it, prime it, paint it, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, when I do that, I'm going to repaint this top here. Somebody put a Coke can on here, and I tried cleaning it off, but this is indentated into the paint. Okay, so when I do the other white paint, I'll have to lightly sand that and paint that once, let that dry, and then lightly sand this just the top portion, paint that top portion. Now here's something else. I'm talking fast because I'm trying to get through this and not lose your attention. But before I do that, I remember that light fixture. You see that bottom section kind of tapered out this way. That's because the screws need to be checked. This thing needs to be going straight up and down. How this is coming out at an angle, it's supposed to be straight. Okay? It's supposed to be straight like these, but these just happen to be going horizontal. This one happens to be going vertical, and the bottom piece is angled too far. See? And so I've got to Mickey Mouse around with that, redo the set screws or something. I haven't even checked it yet. Another thing I found, I've got a three-way switch for this light and that light. That's controlled by this switch. I'm going to have to change my battery here. And this switch, okay? I'll be right back to explain that and finish this video. I still got some more stuff to tell you about up here, okay? Hang tight, be right back. Well, good grief, Charlie Brown. I've been carrying around an extra battery for my video camera, but I've been carrying it around for the last week, and son of a gun, it's dead. So I got 5 minutes on this old battery. Okay, so a three-way switch for this light and this eyeball can light. Well, the can light, okay? And so it operates by this switch and one of the switches there. That's a three-way. Well, when I press this, nothing happens for that light. When I press this, that should go on and off, nothing happens. This is a dimmer. I put a dimmer on here so you can go high or low in here. Nothing happens. I know this light bulb up here works because I took it down and put it somewhere else. This was brand new when I put it up. This is LED style. Those things are supposed to last like 20 years or something. So I don't think it has anything to do with the electrical in there. I think it has to do with this was an existing three-way switch, and like I said, I installed this three-way dimmer switch, and I'm thinking maybe this dimmer burned out. I don't know why, or the wiring or something. So I'm gonna have to pull that out and see. My thinking is I can take that dimmer switch down by the front door, because that's a three-way dimmer switch, and I can bring it up here, hook it up in here, see if it works. And I think that dimmer switch down there, I'll just go ahead and install it up here, okay? But in either case, I still have to troubleshoot this and figure it out. I have a feeling it's here. I don't think it's any electrical having to do up here at the light fixture. This was very simple to install. I've got that video too on Condo Rehab or Reno. And I don't think this switch is bad. If I hook up a new three-way dimmer switch there, then and if it works, I may have to get an extra three-way regular switch and put up here, and who knows, maybe it's that. Okay, so I still have to figure that out. I've got some what else was I going to show you really quick? Like, oh, this ceiling fan here. It's got a wall handheld remote, and I've got it downstairs because the remote, there's a little battery inside of the remote that I think has burned out because I can't get the remote to work. I've got one of these light switches to work it. You know, one of the switches is just for the power to go up here, and then you got the remote that controls everything else. I can't do anything at the switches. I can't make this do anything else with the handheld remote, and that's why I think it's in the handheld remote. So I got to put a battery in there, check that out, and do that. And I think that's going to finish this for right now. I still got to talk about a couple other things, and I'll finish up this entire video segment tomorrow, but you won't know that, and I'll just be talking. The next thing I'm going to talk about is these bifold doors, what I have to do in order to install that. Okay, so that's going to be next. Okay, I got a couple more minutes. Here's the handheld remote, and so I've got to take this to the store. It's a very small little battery, and I had some that were about this length, but this one is actually even smaller. So I'm gonna I keep this in the car, so next time I'm at the Home Depot, I'm gonna get a new battery, because I'm pretty sure it's the battery for that ceiling fan in there. Okay, and that's how most ceiling fans are nowadays. They come with the handheld remote with your ceiling fan, at least the ones that you can find at the Home Depot and at Lowe's. Try to find one of those types of ceiling fans next time you need to purchase a new ceiling fan, and the handheld remote comes with it, and then you've got a little sensor that you install up at the ceiling line, and then all you need is one pair of wires that go up there to feed this entire thing. So you only need one light switch down below, an on-off or whatever, and then this does the rest. Okay, I'm going to talk to you now about the bifold doors. What do I have to do with that? See, I wasn't playing with you. I'm upstairs now. I've got this door to do, this door to do, one in the closet, master bedroom, the bathroom, the other bathroom, the closet. And so I just am going to work my staging area right here. I've got an extra piece of paper towel here. I've got, you can see all the greasy stuff, and I was going to throw this away, but you know what? I'm just going to take this and do it that way. And I'll keep using this for more of the hinges. I can do this. This was to wipe them off with the grease, the lithium grease, the new grease, and those will be set up. I've got to rinse my hands off a little bit, and no joke, right after I started doing the last door downstairs, the bathroom door, I started popping the hinge pins out, and all this black stuff poofed down on top of the white door edge, and I thought, son of a gun, I knew I should have done the hinge pins first before I cleaned the doors, okay? So don't forget that. And so when I get done, I'm going to do a once over with my simple grain, my sponge, my clean water, and this is how you'll get set up to clean all of your stuff, and a throwaway toothbrush too. I've already done all the stuff with the toothbrush on the inside of the door stops and all that kind of stuff, and around the hinges and things of that nature. So I just got to do a once over for any of the other hinges that happen to pop out any black stuff, or if I get any of my grubby fingerprints on any of the white doors and stuff. I'm going to do a once over, and at that point I'll be good. And thank you, Mr. White Lithium Grease. You've really done me good that I got at the Home Depot. Here's some more that I'm getting ready to do, and I'm all set up for the rest of these doors. Okay, so all the rest of the doors up here on the second floor, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go around with my nail set, and I'm just going to pop all the pins up just a bit so that I can get them with my cutters. You know how I showed you? Okay, so I'm going to do that on all the doors up here, the very first. And do things in sequence, and you'll get the hang of it. Just know you're saving time, you're saving money, you're going to make your place look cleaner than it is before. No more squeaks, no more black stuff around your doors, no more spitting hinges. I don't care what kind of hinge you put in. Trust me, 2 or 3 years after you install them, they're gonna spit. See there, just by popping those hinges out, enough with my nail set just to pop them up a little bit. Just by holding it there and popping it up, this is all the stuff that has come out of those hinges, and that's just to start with. So I know I'm gonna have to be careful, and I'm ready because I got my paper towels set up, I got my grease set up, and I'm raring to go. Now I'll just take my clean water, spray my simple green on my hands. I'm just trying to keep most of that stuff off my white doors as best I can, okay? And then I'll use that when I get done with the next step, putting all the grease on and stuff, okay? All right, have fun with your project. Well, here's something else I have to do, and dabbity nabbit, I might as well do it now. Here's some plantation shutters in the master bedroom, and these things get dirty, and I can see marks and discoloration on there. Well, that will all come off with my simple green, and this has not been cleaned for a while. I can see this stuff here, and let's just open this here. I'm going to clean this track down here. I'm going to pull the windows open, and you see all the stuff. See all the stuff down in here? I'm going to clean all that to make it look nice and pretty, and then afterwards I see that there's a little bit of a line of caulking that's separated right there, and just from here down, after I get this all cleaned up and wiped down, I'll caulk that, and then I'll do a little paint touch-up. That'll be on my paint touch-up. I'll wipe the top of this down, then I'll wash the windows and stuff. And these plantation shutters take a while to wipe off. I first wipe them off because there's dust on them, and they haven't been cleaned for a couple years. I first wipe those off, get as much dust off as I can, both sides, and then I spray simple green and do that on them, and spray it on my sponge, wipe off each individual one, top, bottom, and then I rinse off the simple green. I let it set for a little bit, do the first 3 or 4 shutter slats, and then I'll go back, like see these individual ones, I'll do these 4, and then let them set a little bit, spray that, and then as that's setting, still cleaning, then I go back with the clear fresh water and sponge those off and wipe the whole frame off, down here, down all this stuff here, take a toothbrush and get that stuff, and then wipe off the window stool as well, and then get the Windex out and wipe all that stuff out. And this will look all nice and clean. Let me show you what that's going to look like. My battery's almost dead. I've already cleaned this one. This one's all nicely cleaned. This looks all brand new. See how nice and clean this whole thing is? Look at that, would you? And then see, that's how that other side will be after I get it cleaned. And I'll use the toothbrush on it and make this look very clean, presentable. It almost looks like this is brand new and not 4 years old, right? That's because I got it nicely cleaned and everything wiped down, and that's what you want. Even if we weren't going to sell the condo after 2 or 3 years, you want to get everything nice and clean. It just makes you feel good, at least that you've done your best that you can. Okay, enough of that. Onward, JoJo. I'll show you what I'm gonna do after that. I've still got more things to show you, so stick around.